What's up, guys? Welcome back. Today we're going to do Transformers issue number 1 by Skybound Image. And I still don't know what Skybound is. I believe Skybound is an imprint of Image Comics like Wildstorm Image back in the day and Top Cow Image, but I'm not entirely sure. I have to figure it out. But yes, this is my first Transformers book that I've bought in, I cannot even remember. It's been ages. I don't have any of the IDW, and I'm glad that I didn't buy it. And I'm glad that this Transformers franchise is now finally into a company that I hope it does justice. And I've read it a moment ago, and trust me, it does. It is really good, in my opinion. So we're going to take a look at it. It's done by Daniel Warren Johnson, who you might know from the How to Do a Powerbomb. He did, I believe, Wonder Woman for DC Comics. That was not really well accepted because of his art style. His art, like I said in my previous video with the unboxing, that his art is lending very well to certain properties. Superheroes, in my opinion, is not the case. But Transformers, yeah, he's doing all right. Colorist Mike Spicer, Bruce Wharton is the letterer. And so we start here at the beginning, and this is more like a, how do you say, recap, if that's you call it. We start at the beginning when the Transformers came back to Earth, right? Or came to Earth, and crashed into Earth. And then we see also a flashback, what happened in the past. And I don't know what, but it's been a little bit hinted here because Spike here, and I remember, it wasn't Spike blonde hair in the Marvel comics? When it all started? I can't remember. I believe it was blonde. But hey. So, and his father is drinking, and he says, "I've been looking all over you, Dad. How long have you been here?" And he says, "I had errands not long," he says, but then this bartender says, "Since noon, Spike." "Thanks for nothing, Danny." "Where are you going? Isn't that Jimmy's?" "Yeah, Carly and I were going to check out the full moon tonight, remember? On the top of the Hangers Rock. Looking at stars again, huh?" So he says, doing this kind of things reminds me of him. Now, I do not know who that him is. I believe maybe his brother died or something, and maybe that's why his dad is drinking all day. And he says, "Why would you want to remember?" And then we see this explosion. "It's best to forget it all, man. Is that how you're gonna live now? Just pretending he didn't exist? I'm not gonna end up like him, Dad." And then he's getting interrupted because his dad's colleague is saying, "Hey, we need to go back to work, right? Because it's night shift." And he says, "Eventually you're gonna have to grow up, Spike, and be like you." Oh, snap. Let's go. And then Carly is here with the Wizard Mobile, I guess. And she did it herself, right? She's, drawing, painting. And then later, he says, "The latest addition to the van is looking great. You like it? My dad got me a new airbrush. Super happy with how it turned out. It's still missing something, though. I'm not sure what." And so they're having a nice chat, and they talk about, what friends are talking about, right? Also a little bit about that Spike wants to, become an astronaut and all that stuff. And she says, "Hey, are you looking for art schools?" And she says, "My dad and I, we're pulling extra shifts, making the money part happen. It's not going to be easy." And it says, "I wish it was easy for you, Spike. I'm sorry about your dad, about Jimmy." "Yeah, me too." So these two like each other. But then, I don't know, some kind of a earthquake hits, and they are falling down. And they say, "What the heck? Where are we?" And it looks great, but I do not know how they get into these exhaust pipes since there's no mountain above them, right? So that's a little bit weird because you clearly can see that they're all falling down. And then they are in the exhaust pipe. How does that work? I mean, these exhaust pipes, if you can call it that, are, a little bit of rubble, a little bit of stone doesn't damage those pipes because they are, made for space travel, right? So that's a little bit weird. And then Spike is looking at something, and oh no, it's the inside of the spaceship. And the spaceship is called the Ark, if I remember correctly. So she says, "What are those? They look like, I don't know, some kind of a robots." And then something is coming, right? And then we see this transforming sounds. And I have a little bit to say about the sounds, but I'm coming back to that a little bit later. So it's, I believe it's Jetfire. And Jetfire says, it's finally time, my friends. I have enough power to lift this ship from its mountain trap. I would bring you all home. But I only had just enough energon to trigger the earthquake and reveal yourselves to me. And then he's powering up the computer. And he says, until the day we can gather enough energy to return, I have found you new forms, ones that the creatures of the earth will find familiar. And the computer Teletron 1, this computer Teletron 1, can you piece all together to full strength? And then, yes, these robots are being assembled by Teletron, and it's Starscream. And he says, my old friend, I have not seen you for centuries. And I remember this part very well. I mean, it's not one-on-one, but, Jetfire was caught between the Decepticons' loyalties and the Autobots, right? And he chose at the end Autobots, and it's, you see it here as well. So, and Jetfire says, "Comrade, thank you for waking me. I'm glad you find yourself picked the right. Sorry, I'm glad you find your pick the right side." And he's just blasting the face off of Bumblebee. And he says, "What are you doing? Don't you see my markings I wear proudly on my wings? Wake up, old friend. We have been at war for the past 100 years. And he says, "But stand aside and let me done what must be done." But Teletron is then assembling more robots. And, right? And he says, "Out of my way." And then, "This is madness." And he says, "Exactly." And he shoots Jetfire. And he says, "I'm surprised at you, Jetfire, showing weakness. What a waste." And he says, "No, this is not what I wanted. Trust me when I say this marking is a sign of true evil. We must be vigilant in wiping it out." But then, he's getting punched away by none other than our hero, Optimus Prime. And Optimus Prime says, "Hey, you shooting beings while they lie helpless, Starscream? I thought you were a warrior. Unlike you, Optimus Prime, I do whatever it takes." And so they're having a fight, and he's been punched away. And then he noticed that they're, Earthlings. And he says, "What are you?" He says, "I'm Spike. Get behind me, small creatures. Smelting Autobot." I'm sorry, I have these cartoon voices in my head, right? And also Ratchet is waking up, and he's kicking Starscream in the face. And then more robots are being assembled, and there are, a couple of Autobots, but also Decepticons. And Starscream, "Skywap, Teletron 1 is reconstructing us randomly. Bring our fellow warriors over here." "On it," he says. And then, they are probably getting outnumbered real fast, right? Because the Decepticons are activated first. And so Optimus says, "Hey, we need to retreat. But the others?" And he says, "My new form, there should be some sort of trailer. Can you let the warriors in there?" And then he sees his gun, and he says, "I will buy you time." I like this part. So immediately we are getting into a fight, and I like the art. Daniel Warren's art can be a little bit rough about the edges sometimes. I mean, my buddy made a review about that. Vinny Tortomella, you can check it out, his channel, and subscribe. He said exactly the same, and I agree with that, right? But when it comes to instant action and a lot of explosions, which looks cool, I also like the coloring. A little bit oversaturated here and there. The problem that I have is the lettering. I love more black around my lettering instead of, painted the color as the sound effect. It doesn't really intrude, but, it's more like nitpicking from my side, right? But that's about it. And then he sees Bumblebee dead, and he feels bad. And then Starscream and Spike, I don't know, feels that inside as well because of what happened in the past, whatever that is. So, look at this fool mourning over the weakest of them all. Yeah, that was the time that, they still see Bumblebee as the weakest, although he is one of the bravest Autobots out there. And yeah, like I said with the sound effects, right? It would more cool if there would be more black lining around them, making it more pop instead of a little bit more in the background. But that's me. That's what I prefer, because we see the sound effect, but it's barely there. I only see some color. I know it says Katok or something like that, but make it pop. Like here with grapple and all that stuff. So yeah, Soundwave is helping. And wait a minute, did I skip over there? Oh no, this is the part that Skywave. What I'm saying, Soundwave is helping the shooting the Autobots. Anyway, so Spike is running towards the weapon, and he says, "Hey, what are you doing? We don't even know what side he's on. Can't he just push?" And Ravage, rip out his eyes. And then I like this part. You'll also see the difference in sizes. Like they are very tiny, but the robots are very tall. But our hero is grabbing the weapons, and shooting Ravage. And like I said, more action. He's rolling out of the way. But then he says, "I'm sorry, Teletron, we outnumbered and outgunned." And we see still that the Decepticons are being assembled. But, Teletran is just a computer. He doesn't know that. So he says, "Yeah, I have no choice." And he shoots Teletran into 1,000 pieces. And then, the reconstructions are being halted. And, they need to get out of here. And look at this. This looks really, really cool. I really think that they are doing this property justice. It really feels like, comics from back in the old days, from the Marvel installment back in the day. It's really, really is exciting to look at and to read as well. And he says, "What is your malfunction, Soundwave?" And he says, "The power is low. We all need power. Our energon reserves are nearly empty." And the others are transforming and getting away, right? And just look at this. It looks really cool, I guess, right? Feels really like a transforming book. So they escape, and he says, "Optimus, what in Spark's name is in your cab?" "I'm not sure. These small creatures must be the natives of this place." And Connie says, "Hi." And then they are getting attacked by the Decepticons. He says, "Hey, you fools are wicked than us in every way. You don't deserve to function." Yeah, because, well, these have, weapons, and then Jetfire is waking up. He's wounded and he's transforming. And he says, "Optimus, I'm coming." And then from behind, Jetfire is firing at the Decepticons. And he says, "Damn you for making me do this, Starscream." And, but, they are retaliating. And he says, "Die, traitor." And he's being hit real hard. And so Starscream says, "Hey, why do you stop hunting Skywarp? My energon is low. We've never been closer to wiping them out for good. Press on. I am about to run into the ground. We must turn back." "Sleep with your one eyes open, Optimus. I am coming for you." Yeah, like I said, this feels like the cartoon back in the day. It's exciting. It's really exciting. So they are hiding, right? And Jetfire says, "I make a great mistake. I'm gravely injured, Optimus, and I made a mistake. You must forgive me. I've been away for centuries. I did not know about this war. I did not know you were the new Prime. I remember the day when you left our home to find a way to save it. And you were so young then. Much has changed since you have left our planet. All for the worse." So he's dying, and So he wants to, use the Matrix, but then Jet and Ratchet comes. He says the Matrix can heal, but it cannot stop the inevitable. Prime, I swear I did not know. You have nothing to apologize for, old friend. You have done well. No, I am not. I have not. Centuries for searching for healing of our home, and nothing. Has anything changed? Is there any hope, Prime? And Prime says, I do not know. I have failed in my mission. Cybertron will die. Everything will die. And then he dies. And so that back at the Ark, Starscream says, what do you mean you can't fix us? So it seems Teletran has been, been shot to smithereens, and they cannot fix it for now. And the energon is really low, and that's the main focus now. So they need to find materials to repair Teletran and also have energon to survive, right? And then Starscream says, hey, why are you looking at me? Well, you are the only one that has the most energon, so basically you have to find it. It doesn't like it at all. And it's not Starscream, but why am I forgetting? Soundwave says it's what Megatron wants, and he says, do not say his name. I am the leader of the Decepticons now. I like that. So Sparky is, father in disguise, talking about what happened, and he says, hey, listen, I want to be honest with you. I know it's been rough, but then, Sparks is, being not happy with him. He's, hurt clearly, and he's lashing out at, onto his friends, and he says, what do you know about it, what I've been gone through? But then Starscream comes and he's complaining that he is doing all the work, right? And then he says, let's get out of here. Dave, wait, what is this now? Says Starscream. So he grabs this little creature, this human. Are you the creatures that live in this space? No. So fragile, so squishy, so pathetic. And now he's dead. And that leads us to the next issue. So yeah, I'm really loving this. This is old school fun. I also like that it's Starscream that is the enemy, not Megatron. So it's basically the mini boss. Definitely, Megatron will have an appearance in the future books. And I'm liking this so far. I heard also great things about Void Rivals, but I looked at the art and I didn't like it at all. But I heard that the writing is very cool. So let me know in the comments, guys, if I should, take a swing at this. And I think the Skybounds, they're going to do a connected universes now. So we see more crossovers. And then we have also new books with Duke and Cobra Commander. I'm really excited for this new universe. We're going to we're going to see if it's actually fun. But for now, I'm invested, and I have also the trade paperback of Murder Falcon. Really cool if you like metal, rock, and all that stuff. Warren Johnson is also doing the artwork. It's really good in my opinion. Guys, let me know what you think about this comic. See you next time. Thank you for watching, and bye-bye.